Greetings and thanks for joining us on Talk of the Town. I'm Jane Jude. Well, one election is over and there's another one in its wake. The Town Council Ward 3 seat, formerly occupied by now Mayor-elect Drew Laughlin, is open, and there are already 4 candidates running for that. Joining us today is one of those candidates, Lee Edwards. Thanks for joining us, Lee.
Thanks for having me.
So you grew up here on Hilton Head Island and started in your family business. Give us a quick background.
That's right. My family moved here in 1972. I was 4 years old, so I grew up on Hilton Head. Unlike most other people around here, I didn't choose to come here from the beginning, but I grew up here, went to local schools, went away to college, worked out west for a few years, and then I came back. I always ended up in the landscape business. I grew up doing it here, working at the greenery, and I ended up doing it out west and a couple other places, and I thought, well, might as well go give this a shot back home. And I ran the construction division of our company for several years here, and we had a tremendous amount of growth. And then in 1999, I moved up to Charleston and opened my own company up there.
Also called The Greenery,
That's right,
Yeah.
also called The Greenery. But it was a separate company, and I started that from scratch. And I was there for about 7 years and grew that company into the largest landscape company in Charleston. And then I moved back here, and after a few years, my father stepped down and I became president of the company. And that period away in Charleston was a great learning period for me, and it was a lot of fun. And so I chose to come back here at a later date.
But now you're raising your own family here.
That's right. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come back here, because I wanted to raise my family here. And
tell us about your family real quick, your kids.
I've got a 3-year-old girl, a 2-year-old girl, and one due any day.
Congratulations in advance.
So we're going to have our hands full this holiday season.
It will be a lot of packages of joy going on.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, you've also started a group called HHI 25, looking for the future. Tell us about the goals of that organization.
Well, really, it was the impetus was to get some younger folks involved in planning the future of Hilton Head. The mayor appointed the mayor's task force last winter, and I looked at that group of people, and there were some really distinguished, really bright people, but there was no one on there, really, I think even under 50 or 55, and I thought, well, those are some really great guys on there, but we probably need to have some other people voicing their opinions that are actually going to be experiencing that future, and they're planning the next 30 years, and I thought, well, who better to have some input into that than people who are here raising their families, running businesses, and who are going to be here hopefully much longer than 30 years afterwards.
Well, this local election has generated unprecedented interest among people of all ages. So how can we sustain that level of engagement among younger people who traditionally aren't as interested in politics?
Well, number one, I'm really excited about the fact that we do have this many people actually engaged. Yes, it's going to make it more difficult for me, but the fact that we had 7 people running for the mayor's position and 4 people running for council position, that shows right there that a lot of people are engaged and are thinking about it, but we still need to try to get some of the younger folks a little more involved. And granted, it's difficult. We have young kids. We're trying to, run businesses and compete in very competitive jobs, and it's a difficult marketplace, but we still need to have the younger voice heard as well.
Well, our future really does depend on it. I don't think the sit back and let somebody else handle it because it always worked in the past is really going to carry us very far into the future with such changing environments.
Well, I couldn't agree more, and really that's the reason I've decided to get involved. That's why I decided to get involved in HHI 25 and why I decided to join the council race, because you can sit around and you can gripe or you can complain or you can say it's not my job or it's not, somebody else will take care of it, but unless you're willing to jump into the fray, unless you're willing to do the work that it takes, you really don't have any room to complain or say that, hey, I didn't give it a shot, I didn't try. And that's something I'm passionate about. I love Hilton Head. I think it's a wonderful place. But it didn't get that way by accident. It got that way because we had great planners and great forefathers, our founding forefathers doing a lot of things. And right now, I think we maybe are lacking in that a little bit, and we need more people to step up and make an effort. That's why I'm excited that there are so many people.
Great. Well, let's hit some
involved.
hot button issues. Revitalization, land management ordinance. What do you believe there?
Well, those are the big ones. The LMO, when it was implemented, it was desperately needed. We had rampant overdevelopment, commercial development, and we were losing some of the quality that Hilton Head was founded on. And that's really the whole basis of my campaign. We need to have quality, whether that's quality jobs, quality hotels, quality shopping, high quality. It all has to be the best. If you look back when Hilton Head was originally started, we were sort of the people, the innovators here, were sort of the tip of the spear as far as planned unit development and resort development. And that's not been the case lately, and it's largely because of the restrictions of the LMO. And I'm not saying we should lower the standards or relax the standards. If anything, we need to raise them, but we need to make it so some of the old, tired properties can get revitalized. That's a really important thing on Hilton Head. It'll, and it's all tied together. If we're going to be a great retirement community, a great resort community, a great community for families, for careers, then it's all tied together. And we've got to have a strong economy, strong tourism base, all that.
So is it more effective trying to fix the LMO or start from scratch?
I think it would probably be more effective to completely start from scratch, although we really, I don't want to throw out the old LMO. There are a lot of good things in it. We need to take out the good things and reincorporate that into a completely revitalized LMO.
There have already been a lot of changes, so it might be unwieldy to just amend on
Maybe
top of the
so.
amendments.
And I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert on the LMO, because I'm not. But there are people that are, and some of the folks on the Planning Commission and some other folks that have worked with it over the years. I think we can go and get the right experts. If the council and the Planning Commission and various entities are giving their input in the direction, then I think we can get the right people rewriting it so that we can build upon that.
Next hot button issue, airports. Always has to be airports.
Yeah, the airport's always a big one. I think when we had the joint town council meeting and county council meeting back in October, they voted to adopt the two-phase expansion plan. And I think that's the right move. I think that'll be a good call for us. I think we have to keep commercial service here, and I think we're going down the right path. Excellent.
Another thing, Sea Pines dredging has come up. What's your position on possible town funding of that?
Well, I think the town definitely needs to be involved. Whether or not the funds come directly from the town or if the town just manages that. You look at Harbor Town, I mean, that's an iconic area. It's hard to picture the Heritage or Hilton Head, or when people picture Hilton Head, they picture Harbor Town, the lighthouse, and all the boats in there. And if you can't have boats in there, that's going to be a major problem. And, the people that benefit from that aren't just in Sea Pines or aren't just in Harbor Town. It's the whole island that benefits from that.
So maybe the town could help with the regulations and not so much as the funding, but still help.
Well, maybe help with the funding, but I think the main thing is the management and the regulation of it. It's a difficult beast to wield. You have to go through so many agencies for permitting and all that. And I think the town is probably the right entity to manage that and to oversee that. Because, if you just happen to have a bunch of volunteers from a POA trying to do it, I just don't think that's the way to do it.
All right, just a few seconds left. Why should people vote for Lee Edwards for town council?
Well, my platform is basically based on preservation and innovation. And those are the key words for me. We need to preserve what we have that's already great. Our beaches, our waterways, the trees we have, the lush landscaping, some of the great gated communities and some of the really nice properties that we have. We really need to preserve those. That's incredibly important. That's why people came here. But we also need to be innovative. As I said earlier, the founding fathers here, they were innovative in their approach to making really special places. Well, we need to be innovative now in attracting new businesses, innovative in having good technology, full cell phone coverage on the island, which we're lacking, as you know. We need to be innovative in our thinking for redevelopment. That doesn't necessarily mean new development, bringing in huge shopping centers or huge, high-rise beachfront condos. That's not what we need. We need to preserve the vistas that we have, the low-rise buildings, but there are ways that we can be innovative in looking at some of our properties that need to get redeveloped.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing your insights and best wishes with the rest of your campaign.
Well, thanks for having me. I've always enjoyed it here.
All right, we'll see you back here before the election.
Thank you.
Please stay with us for a preview of those holiday lights on Dove Street. Stay with us.